People think that this place, either they think it's going to be like a total paradise where you just get to roll around in cute animals all the time, or they're like, oh my God, how do you study, work, live a normal life as a young person in a share house with that many animals and that kind of responsibility.
In cities and towns across Australia, people are sharing their living spaces with housemates. There are many different ways of making sharing work, and in this episode, we went out and found two of the more unique, interesting, and controversial ones. First up, there's the animal house.
I definitely relate more to animals than people. Animals are very genuine and very honest. There's no bullshit.
And if you're one for systems, look no further than the app house.
Yeah, there's a little bit of an undertone of competition, but you just got to get over that, like it's not meant to be competitive.
But could you live in these houses? This isn't your ordinary share house.
Calm down.
Animals outnumber the humans.
They're not very good with paying rents, but otherwise they're pretty interesting to live with.
Set on 5 acres, you won't find your usual animal residents.
The dingoes and the foxes, there's also the cats. We've got 2 rats and Otis, who's a ferret.
But it's not for everyone.
I had another housemate a couple of years ago who was allergic to cats too, that did not work out.
There's Charlie, who founded the share house and the animal rescue.
If you didn't feel personally responsible for 47 animals, why would you live with them?
His girlfriend Claire.
Did he actually say that he didn't want someone straight to move in? I know we were laughing about it in the kitchen.
Marius, who's recently moved in.
I did want a pet-friendly place. This is obviously very pet-friendly.
And all the rescue volunteers.
I don't think it's the type of place where you just move in and you just don't, ow, baby. He likes noses.
With rent to pay and the upkeep of the shelter, they're desperate to find a new housemate.
Pretty much as soon as possible, we need to fill the room.
But with so many animals and an hour from the nearest city, can they find anyone who can handle all this?
People think it's pretty mad, in both senses of the word.
Welcome to the animal house.
Yeah, we have a pretty out there share house as far as things go, 3 human residents and 40 plus animal residents. It's not for everyone. We had one housemate move out because she felt that I wasn't around enough or concentrating enough on housemate things. The final straw was that she really wanted there to be a separate animal washing machine and a separate human washing machine. We only own one washing machine. She went out and got another one, but then I washed some kind of milky kitten bedding in the human washing machine. And she found out about it. But I kind of said, look, at the end of the day, the animals come first. And she said, that's a problem for me. You have other people in your life. And I said, that's just how it goes. So the animal rescue that I run here is Sydney Fox Rescue, and then we have Sydney Dingo Rescue. But essentially we work with the animals that no one else can take or that no one else wants to work with. The so-called ferals, the invasive animals, the pest species. When these guys came in as rescues, they were living in a pretty shit situation. So to see them just letting people pick them up and being able to meet strangers and go out, it's a big difference. I mean, they put on 25% of their body weight, since they came in, they were that skinny,
I would love to see all animals free, but unfortunately that's not the case for a lot of animals, and the only option for them once they have been bred into captivity or rescued as an orphan and can't fend for themselves in the wild is to live in captivity. So it's the best option for them at this time.
So it's a pretty busy day today. We've got new volunteers coming in to train, and then everybody sort of collectively going to sort of form a bit of a team for a working bee. I would face the door of the cubby house facing the door of the pen, so it needs to rotate clockwise.
Charlie is a very unique guy. He's extremely passionate about what he does, to the point where he puts others, especially the animals, before himself.
Oh, don't. I'm terrified of spiders. I definitely relate more to animals than people. Animals are very genuine and very honest. There's no bullshit. I'll wait till we bring the feeds down. Slim, calm down.
We're pretty lucky our volunteers are super respectful. But yeah, for more introverted people, it can be a bit like, oh, I don't want to go out into those common spaces because I don't feel like seeing people and that kind of thing. But most of the time we're just stoked to see volunteers because otherwise it's just us doing it.
I kind of am out of the house a lot in terms of work and uni, so I don't know all the volunteers as of yet. Sometimes I'll just walk in and there'll be someone in the house I don't know and I'm like, okay, I suppose you're, Charlie, you're not just someone who's broken in to make a sandwich.
Good boy. Sit. Good boy.
If living with the chaos of an animal shelter isn't really your thing, then maybe you'd prefer somewhere that's striving for the perfect share house system.
The word economy originally comes from household management, would you believe? So the origins of the word in the 18th century are literally of running your household well. And so I just feel like you're bringing economics back to its origins.
This is a share house with 7 people living in it.
Yeah, so 6 other housemates, one of whom's my wife, who I don't really think of as a housemate. So there's my wife and I and 5 housemates.
There's 2 levels and 7 bedrooms.
This is up there with the smallest room I've ever lived in.
Sometimes the bigger the room, the bigger the problem.
You can hear like anyone taking a piss as well. And you can hear people taking a shit too. It's like, and you're like, oh.
This is no ordinary share house. It uses a system that's more like a microeconomy.
I'm a bit rebellious, so like initially I came in kind of fighting the system.
With the housemates as the labour force who compete for points.
So you can see there that I've done 60 points on my Sunday afternoon cleaning session.
And those points equal money.
When I tell people about the house, people just give me a really weird look like, wow, like you live in such like a cult house where everyone's really anal and stuff, but I don't feel like it's like really anal.
This isn't just a share house, it's an economy.
This is my wife Ying, this is Ty, Anna, Rose, Emmanuel and Erwin. And Tars, sorry, I know I always forgot the Japanese bits.
Well, how about I unload and you just pack the food?
Yeah.
The system makes for better house sharing because it allows everyone to get along and to get along very well. It's a decentralised domestic labour system that allows a free-floating, exchange of everyone's labour and recording everyone's time that they're putting in to communal activities. And at the end of the period of a month, then they can settle that based on what they agree democratically to be the rate of their time of their domestic labour.
At the end of the month, if your points are above the average, then you pay less. And those below the average then have to pay more. Put it simply, the more housework you do, the less you pay.
If you aren't comfortable with doing a lot of housework, or maybe you are just lazy, it means you can fairly do that because you're paying for it.
This economic system is now managed, monitored and controlled through the digital app.
It's pretty cool. It's basically like a point system. So all the chores in the house is clocked and each task is worth a few points here and there, and basically it aggregates it so that we can, whoever does the most housework in the house pretty much pay less bills.
The creator of this system and app is Jules. He's lived in a share house for a lot longer than most people normally do.
I'm still house sharing after 12 years because I think it's the best way I could possibly live at this moment in my life and in my wife's life. During that period, I've lived with 86 housemates.
Jules's personality is that he's, how do you describe it? He's very...
gregarious, conscientious.
I'm thinking of words that sound actually really bad, but it's not, you know what I mean? Okay, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else. I don't know. I don't think of myself in adjectives, strange enough.
So I forgot to put anything on the spreadsheet when I was away for December.
Okay, just chuck that in now.
I forgot my
I was
days.
about to say I haven't been keeping update with the spreadsheet.
I studied economics and management. Yeah, sort of economics really. My mind is that of an economist.
Yeah, so anyway, we'll get that sorted out, Mel, and be all good.
If you can have a fair relationship between other people, like the word fairness in its original sort of, Greek origins is the same as justice effectively. Like it's Plato's 4th principle upon which he believes, a republic should be based. And I think that ideal, that principle is true for a small group as it is for a large. Like I think that ideal of a republic in a broad political sense can be boiled down to adults living together who want to live together as equals.
Rusty, I don't know how Charlie does uni and work and has all these guys running around. Like, I've been here for about a year. I can see the admin side of it that mostly Charlie's running, so it's a lot of work.
Oh, someone else take over hitting.
At the moment, Charlie is pretty much paying for most of this house, as well as we both put most of our spare money into the rescue, and it's too expensive.
I pay to run the rescue. The rescue doesn't pay me. It's the job that you pay to have.
Go, Marius. You can do it.
Thanks. I feel part of the house to a certain extent. I do help out with a few things and sometimes feeding them, and I suppose kind of lending an extra hand.
Yep.
Living in a share house, I guess, with so many animals, I'm always convinced my housemates are going to move out. So often me and Claire are like, why does Marius live here?
Is that helping at all?
No, it's
I'm 18 years old. This is my first share house. I've never done it, obviously, but I would bet that they're probably a bit different to this one. Didn't expect the dingoes to howl quite so on time every morning. So that's...
Sorry, I'll stop micromanaging. I'm worried when a new animal arrives and, maybe they cry at night for the first couple of days and set everyone off, and housemates aren't going to get enough sleep and they're going to get cranky and they're going to move out. Or I'm worried when the volunteers forget to take the rubbish out and we come home and there's flies and everything smells awful, or when the fridges accidentally turn off and meat juice defrosts and pours all over the porch. So as glad as I am that other people want to partake in that journey, I don't always understand it. Good work, team.
This is where our new housemate is moving in.
This is the spare room. We do have an empty room to fill. Our rent's gone up. Money's pretty tight. I only work part-time and study as well, so it would be good to have some of the burden of the rent shared.
With the working bee done, they turn their attention to urgently filling the room.
Yeah, and then I put like wildlife rescuers seek housemate, like cheap, pet friendly.
Pet friendly. Pets aren't always friendly though.
The pets aren't always friendly. We need to talk about noise in general, and that
Dingo
animals
house.
wake up pretty early. Like if they're not a morning person, they have to be a deep sleeper.
I'm worried about filling the room just because I'm not sure how keen people are to be in a semi-rural setting with a bunch of people that aren't typically very rural kind of people, with a bunch of animals and a bunch of queer, vegetarian, vegan people. Yeah, so I hope we find someone.
And now a cautionary tale of when good housemates go bad. Based on your true life stories.
This is my room, and this is my stuff. This is my stuff going missing. All sorts of things. Makeup, pillows, books, clothes. It was driving me crazy. I knew it wasn't my housemate, Jade. She wouldn't fit in any of my clothes, and I'd never seen her wearing my makeup. But as things kept disappearing, I had to check. And there it all was, under Jade's bed. Makeup, pillows, books, clothes. I took it all back. When I asked her about it, she finally admitted that she was a kleptomaniac. Kleptomaniac. She couldn't help it. So I made the klepto shelf, just for Jade, where I put all of the stuff I didn't mind losing for a while. And every now and then, I'd go and get them back, and the cycle would continue. And it worked perfectly. For a while. Until Jade stole the shelf. Jade...
As well as stealing from her housemate, Jade also stole my heart. Call me Jade.
Chores in most share houses mean just cleaning up after yourself. But in this share house, they have a positive or negative effect on your bank balance.
Yeah, well, I'm just adding the shower task to my score at the moment.
This task here, the cleaning lounge room, is worth 15 points.
Sweep the courtyard, 38 points.
I'm below average, apparently. Once a week, I'll look at my ranking on the on the ladder, even though I know mostly of the time that I'm at the bottom.
I think the most I've ever saved might have been $200.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But average, I'd say, is between 80 and 120.
I don't think I've ever got this before, this clean.
Yeah, there's a little bit of an undertone of competition, but you just got to get over that. Like, it's not meant to be competitive.
Jules is probably primary cleaner. Me and Ying are primary cookers, followed by maybe Emmanuel, who's an all-rounder. Owen's more of an all-rounder.
What do I do?
Rose works a lot.
Rose works a lot.
Ty and I, we were always out and about, and we were also just young 20-somethings who are just reckless and can't be bothered doing anything.
Okay.
It's more than just the app and chores. Every aspect of the house is controlled through a system.
And so each housemates has their initials, and they can mark whether they're in for dinner, whether they intend to cook for dinner, whether they're going to be home late and just want leftovers, whether they're not in for dinner, or whether they're away. Yes, tonight will be a bigger meal than normal with almost all of us here.
Now we have no space on the skewer
Yeah.
for the onion because you're doing the weird art stuff.
Everyone's prepping for the barbecue. Is this the perfect share house?
Truth be told, yes, there's an issue, and I think eventually we need to solve that because it is bothering me.
And now, a cautionary tale of when good housemates go bad. Based on your true life stories. The case you are about to see is real. Only the names have been changed to protect the indecent. It concerns a man we will refer to as Subject X, who shared a house with Subject Y. No, P. No, Alan. Subject X noticed that his laundry basket was mysteriously being emptied. Then, even more mysteriously, clean clothes were being folded and put back in his drawers. The prime suspect was Alan. On Thursday the 21st of November, Subject X left for work as usual, then snuck back in an hour later to try to catch the suspected suspect in the act. Upon entering his own bedroom, Subject X found the suspect Alan asleep on Subject X's bed, lying on top of the dirty laundry, naked, except for a pair of Subject X's shoes. The case was solved, although what happened next is still unclear. If you have any information about any laundry crimes, please contact your local dry cleaners. Cash rewards offered.
So this is our spare room. It's been empty for a while now, particularly because our rent's going up. We've really got to find another housemate. It's got a window that looks out onto the porch, which is cool. So yeah, hopefully we find someone. It's pretty dusty.
Although it's desperate, there are some requirements they won't budge on.
Yeah, I suppose it's important for them to be queer friendly because all three of us are queer, so it would be a bit of an issue if they weren't.
You know, when you are someone who's queer, and particularly for myself as someone who identifies as transgender, like I think that there's real concerns around safety and things like that. I think that people do need to not just be queer friendly but have an understanding maybe of what that means. It's your home, like you want to be able to feel safe and comfortable and be yourself around housemates and feel like there's no judgment, no awkward questions.
I think for Charlie, because it's such an important part of his own identity, he doesn't even want to have to explain it or defend it or for it to be something that someone has to try and understand. He just wants it to be a great thing that people are all cool with. Marius, do you need a glass of water? Well, I made you one anyway.
I mean, I think it's fine now, like there's very rarely a time where someone misgenders me now. Like when I introduce myself as Charlie, people go, yep, Charlie, he, obviously a dude, you know, but I think that when you're sort of early stages of transitioning, like people aren't always as respectful of that. Luckily, I have pretty good housemates in that respect, but there's always someone who wants to ask something awkward. I mean, it's a process of education and learning as well. I just don't always want to be the person that has to educate people.
So what did you write on the ad?
In capitals, text or email only, do not call. One person called me and I was just like, you didn't, I was like, you didn't read the ad. Like, I really don't like talking to people on the phone. Like,
so finding your housemate is all about, trying to get them out here, to lure them out here to see the place and try and, sell it to them here.
We had a lot of people, 2 people actually, that we thought might potentially be really good, who seemed really keen. We emailed them back, just never heard again, even when we checked in. Then we had another 3 people who were pretty keen to come and have a look, who throughout the week pretty much, and 2 of them just this morning, just fell off the face of the earth. Okay, cool.
With only a couple of people showing interest, they're hoping that at least one will be keen.
There's a lot of people who don't like foxes and dingoes as well, so we're always a bit worried when we do housemate searching, like, about putting it out there. Then the next pen over, these are the kind of shyer guys in here.
I suppose having a lot of animals around is something, even if you do have your own pets, it's a bit of a difference in terms of just the sheer amount of animals.
Maris has the biggest room, my room's similar size to this room, and this is the room that we're leasing. It is small, but like it's also got a built-in out, you've got curtain.
I have been looking for quite a while, so yeah, it's been quite difficult. I think affordability always plays a massive part in housing, and when you're room sharing as well, just people that you're going to get along with and not butt heads with too much. So,
despite their best efforts, not everyone will be the right fit.
Usually when the neighbours' roosters crow about 6:37, they'll all have a bit of a howl and then calm down again. So it's like a bit of a built-in alarm system sometimes. People just don't read the ad. People don't read the ad. Like we say, must be queer friendly, no meat at home. We're wildlife rescuers who live with animals. And then people turn up and go, I don't like noise. I don't like barking.
Yeah, one factor that would probably put me off would be if there's constant noise, like barking and howling every day. Apart from that, everything seems all right.
Set on a rural property with a super busy shelter, 3 human housemates, and 47 animals. Could you live in this house?
I suppose to a new housemate, I'll just kind of enter it with an open mind.
The animals do present their own unique challenges. Trying to reconcile animal things and people things is always going to be a point of contention in a share house. But once you see that there is this awesome community of volunteers and housemates and friends who are working to make this place run, I think that that's a really fantastic thing to be a part of, and it's something that people get really passionate about.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no guys! I have a message from Rihanna. Might be really bad.
Rihanna or Rihanna?
Rihanna. No, it says Rihanna on the email. She had Rihanna. Rihanna?
It's a nickname.
I don't know.
What does it say?
It says Rihanna. Alright, just hang on, it's loading. Ah! Okay, it says, hey, just letting you know, I would be happy to move into your available room if you guys are happy with that. It was awesome meeting you all, and there was a smiley face. Yay! We have a housemate!
Has Jules created the ultimate housemate utopia, or are there flaws in this economy?
It is a problem when you are working quite a lot and you don't have enough time to actually do some of the chores in the house that ends up making you pay more.
Certainly the financial system, seeing how much has been added on at the end of the month by not doing tasks as well too, is sort of like, oh.
I think the system really works if everybody had a really similar lifestyle. And so either you change your life a little bit to make it work with the house, or just pay for it.
Yeah, it's fair, but when you've got to pay that amount at the end of the month, it doesn't feel fair, and you've got to remind yourself that it is a fair system.
We've got so many boys in the house and they eat truckloads of food and so much Weet-Bix. And for me, I eat so little, and we just have to have shared groceries. The thing is, though, I sometimes find that I'm always paying a lot more for groceries, even though I eat a significant amount less. But yeah, like there's no answer to that, sadly. We never really solved that one.
Ying pondering all the possibilities. What will she do as Anna's tower falls like
this is sheep, isn't
sheep,
it?
yep.
So legend has it that the house used to host the best house parties in Melbourne.
Alright, going for the mix of orange, sheep and brick, good call. I like it.
Yeah, we were a party house when we were predominantly in our 20s.
Now we seem to have nothing quite so rambunctious, I suppose.
I'm so bummed out about the fact that this house used to have the biggest rages ever, and you know, I'm slowly trying to bring that back.
We'd have 300, 350 people come over, DJs playing in the courtyard, bands playing in the lounge room, a cocktail bar in the kitchen, and friends running the door for the doorless.
But those days are behind us. There's some younger housemates that want to reinstigate such parties, but on the whole, it's more of a slightly older 30s person share house.
Dinner parties. I'm not 30. I'll wait till I'm 30 for my dinner parties. Still got a YOLO solo, basically.
Could you live in a share house with such a system? Could it work for you?
You know, the point system is part of how the house runs, but
it isn't just
the house. Yeah.
That's for sure.
Should we set the table, guys?
Having a nice clean toilet is necessary, and you need to make people clean the toilet, so monetary values is the only way to make it happen, I say.
Sometimes I like thinking about the real economy in terms of what it would be like if it was more like the house. Like, you just allocate yourself bunches of money for helping people out. I think in some ways, like, that would be a much nicer place, but obviously fraught with some problems.
The thing I love about living in a share house is, I think if it's done well, it's the best way to live.
Across Australia, more and more people are turning to house sharing as not just a lifestyle choice, but a necessity.
Done and dusted.
Our housemates have found their own ways to make it work.
Oh my God, what is wrong with everyone thinking that it's okay to eat food off the floor?
Most of the time. But could you see yourself living in any of these houses?
Nice. All right, barbecue.
Great job, guys.